What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Dan E Show. I am your host, Daniel Cody, and I want to welcome all viewers. This is where I do commentary and reviews as well as personal opinions on all things wrestling. As always, before I get started, I want to thank everybody that has viewed the past number of weeks in my videos. I want to thank all new subscribers. Shout out to whoever chooses to subscribe. Thank you. For all the newcomers, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you can be notified on all things from the Dan E Show. Without further ado, let's get started with tonight's episode of Friday Night Smackdown with Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax. The highlight of that match, in my personal opinion, was when Nia attempted this little sit down move. It's not the bonsai drop, but I don't know exactly specifically what the move is called, but it's one of those moves where you sit down on your opponent's chest when they try to do that athletic roll up pin, things of that nature. Rikishi does it, Umaga did it, Nia Jax does it as well as Yokozuna, God rest his soul, as well as Umaga. However, Nia Jax tried to do that sit-down bonsai drop move tonight, and it didn't work. She ended up falling on her bottom again. In other words, Nia hurt her butt again. Nia hurt her butt again. And I know what you're thinking. Some people are probably saying, can we please get over this Nia's butt thing? And I'm going to say Nia's bottom, just in case my mother looks at this, because I can't say the H word. I gotta try to keep this a little bit PG. But either way, just in case my mama watching. But Nia falled on her bottom. Again, she fell on her butt. And I'm sure it hurts. And I know some people may say, get over it. But my response is no. I will not get over it. Because for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, we watched Nia Samoan drop Lana through an announce table for a number of Mondays just because her husband went to AEW, which is nostalgia remnants of Triple H and the Curtain Call, where he hugged Shawn, Diesel, and Razor, who would later become in the NWO from WCW, Hall and Nash. And Triple H got heat for it. How come Shawn didn't get the heat for that is a good question I'd like to ask. But Triple H got the heat of it, and so they just totally abused him for the early part of his career, and so they did it to Lana. And if they can do it to Lana for weeks, surely we can enjoy Nia Jax falling on her bottom, and I'm gonna continue to enjoy it as long as
she is evil.
Indeed. And as long as she is, of course, evil, we are going to continue to enjoy ourselves at her expense. And I'm going to enjoy myself at a lot of the villains' expenses. I'm going to call them funny names. And of course, saving that thought, Sasha retained, defeating Nia after Shayna Baszler accidentally kicked her in the mouth, her partner Nia. And I thought to myself, Nia's already talking about how much her butt hurts. Excuse me. Now, she's going to be talking about how much her teeth has gotten knocked out. But thankfully, she didn't lose her teeth. However, Shayna attempted to right the wrong with Shayna versus Bianca. That didn't work out because Tamina, Snuka, and Natalya interfered in the match. And I gotta tell you what I respect about that. Tamina and Natalya are both daughters of great legends. In addition to being a member of the Anoa'i family, Tamina Snuka is the daughter of the late Jimmy Superfly Snuka, God rest his soul, as well as Natalya being the daughter of the late great Jimmy Neidhart, God rest his soul. Guys, enjoy your parents while they're alive and be nice to your parents. so they don't cuss you out like the Christian singer did. But either way, be nice to your parents and enjoy them while they live. Um, Either way, they're both daughters of great wrestling royalty, and to them, they must have taken The Undertaker's advice about not getting stale and not allowing, and always better yet, allowing yourself to be relevant. And they are trying to make sure that they stay relevant and keep their hands on the pulse, which is very, very important in the business, I believe. And making themselves the wild card of the women's tag team division is a great way to do that. Thankfully, however, Reginald was not a part of the situation, and Carmella is looking for a new assistant. Billy Kay, good luck. Moving on, Angelo Dawkins is the meme of the night. One of the the meme of the night. When Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio took on the Street Profits, Dominic had Angelo Dawkins in a roll-up in which he was successful. Angelo Dawkins had a look on his face that was reminiscent of when Selena Vega, man, why y'all let her go, was shocked when Shorty G pulled a victory against Andrade, who for some reason quit WWE. People are just dropping left and right, and keep that point in mind because I'm going to bring that up later on. But either way, Angelo Dawkins is going to be the meme, WWE's meme of the week. And I took advantage. My view of the meme I put in the comment section was when we heard The Undertaker lost at WrestleMania 30. How do you view the meme, and what are your thoughts are when you see this? Because I know we have our own ways of expressing the memes that we see. And Angelo is a meme. And then, of course, Rey Mysterio and Dominic was interrupted and challenged by Shorty G, who was the pot calling the kettle, calling Rey Mysterio short, as well as his tag team partner, Ogre Otis. And that's what I'm going to call him because he's evil now. So I'm going to call Otis Ogre. Ogre Otis. That's your new nickname because you are evil. Just like, and God rest his soul, when Paul Bearer was one of the villainous managers of the Attitude Era, we remember when JR used to say, that hideous human being, Paul Bearer. That hideous human being, Paul Bearer. That was fun times. Fun times. But what was even funnier was when JR called Paul Bearer a rotund demon. He's your son, for God's sakes, you rotund demon. But moving on to bigger things, tonight we saw WrestleMania 18 nostalgia with Big E driving the golf court to fight Apollo Crews. And I gotta say, with Apollo Crews, Apollo, man, listen, I respect the heritage of Apollo Crews, being African American myself. And speaking of which, stay tuned because this weekend I will be giving my thoughts on Hulk Hogan and Titus O'Neil hosting WrestleMania together, and that's tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. But for right now, I respect Apollo's heritage, being African American myself, but I'm rooting for Big E, if I may be honest. But I will say this to be funny. One day, Apollo Crews is going to slip, and when he does, someone's going to be there to catch him, just like Triple H was there to catch Kofi.
Matter of fact, I got a problem. Aren't you supposed to be Jamaican? What happened to your accent? Are you a Jamaican?
Somewhere down the line, I don't know who, but somebody is going to catch Apollo when he lets his guard down. I don't know if it's going to be Triple H, but somebody will. And speaking of guards and all, let's get on to this conspiracy theory with Sami Zayn. And now it is time for dun, 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 lesson of the week. You know, Jake the Snake Roberts once said, never turn your back on somebody you respect or fear. Then proceeds to turn his back on Cody, just as Io Shirai walked right past Dakota Kai this Wednesday without looking back. That's a heck of a David versus Goliath female version, by the way. However, there's a new rule. I got a new rule. Never turn your back on somebody that you have rebuked, angered, or disagreed with at any time. Just, better yet, never turn your back on anybody, even if they claim to be your friend in the wrestling business. But never turn your back on somebody you have a dispute with, even when it's your own family. And Kevin Owens made that mistake tonight because throughout the time, of course, we saw Sami Zayn versus Baron Corbin, the least anticipated match with an iconic tagline. The irritable force meets the unlikable object. That was awesome. And for me, it's so ironic I'm wearing the shirt because it is Stone Cold Week. It is ironic. Kevin Owens has been delivering his own versions, modified versions of Stone Cold Stunners. But he will never do it as good as Stone Cold, the originator. However, seeing Kevin Owens do commentary with Michael Cole and Corey Graves, while watching Baron Corbin versus Sami, it gave me a lot of reminders of WrestleMania 20 because Stone Cold Steve Austin was the referee to Goldberg versus Brock. And at the time, Goldberg was supposed to be the fan favorite, but the crowd ended up booing both stars, and Stone Cold was the favorite of the entire match. And this is not the first time that a referee has been the favorite. Of course, Judgment Day 1998 when Stone Cold refereed for the first time, and he was again the favorite. Kane versus The Undertaker. However, he shouldn't turned his back on Sami Zayn because the whole time Sami was fussing, Kevin turned his back. And I'm just standing there as a fan. I'm like, don't turn around, Kevin, turn around. He's going to kick you. He's going to kick you. As God is my witness, I kept saying to myself, don't turn around, don't turn around. He's going to get you, he's going to get you. And then, of course, heel over kicks him. We all saw that coming. You never turn your back on anybody in this business, whether you respect them or fear them, but especially if you've offended them in any way. Never let your guard down. And Kevin Owens did that, and he paid the price. And now, Sami Zayn has a stunner coming. And it's so ironic, speaking of Stone Cold, the last time I saw a match where no one was liked, at least Stone Cold versus Hunter Hearst Helmsley at In Your House Buried Alive, Stone Cold was liked a little bit more than Triple H at In Your House 96. However, no one liked anybody. NXT has a chant called Both These Guys. I have a chant. You both suck. Actually, that was already a chant. Because I remember when John Cena and Roman Reigns were in the same ring at the Royal Rumble 2018, the fans chanted, you both suck. You both suck. Can you imagine if there was an actual audience? The whole building would be chanting, you both suck. You both suck. Type that in the comment section. I would really appreciate it. That would be fun. Let's start a chant together for Corbin and Sami. Y'all both suck. But moving on, I had butterflies when Edge came back to the WWE. I have butterflies watching Edge wrestle Jey Uso. And when that entrance music hit and he came, I felt butterflies. And I don't know about y'all, but I certainly did. And when he wrestled, I noticed something. Thankfully, he won the match. But if you paid close attention, you can see Edge hurt his right ribs a little bit. And I hope that Edge is 100% by WrestleMania, because that can be a serious issue right there. And Roman Reigns spearing Edge after he defeated Jey Uso didn't make matters any better. So I wouldn't be surprised if Edge injured himself a little bit, but hopefully he can be cleared and well by WrestleMania, and hopefully no serious injury took place on tonight. So that's one thing I am very concerned about, especially with the fact that he has to be the special guest enforcer this Sunday at Fastlane. So that's that. And with that being said, with SmackDown, let's move to Monday Night Raw. Now, as we get started with Monday Night Raw, I have to say, I heard I had a new subscriber after I joined the comment section replying to some thoughts in reference to Retribution. And I found it hilarious. Somebody said that Retribution is having terrible booking, in which I have expressed in my own opinion. And what was funny is they said, and how do I keep this PG? Someone said that Retribution looks like, and I'm going to paraphrase, they look like a bunch of characters off of an ex-dungeon film. I'm just going to say it like that. Someone said that y'all look like something in a like dungeon film, and y'all do. BDSM looking freaks. Anyway, I've said it before and I will say it again. I have been protesting, and I will continue to protest, that we get rid of this Retribution storyline, and that we bring back the original Mia Yim, and that we bring back the original Dijakovic. We lost the Big Show. Well, technically he's Paul White, because there's no more BS, which means no more Big Show. That's what it really stands for. And then Christian, just a month and a half after reuniting with Edge at the Royal Rumble, he, alongside Big Show, go with AEW. Randy Orton in the script is going to get a kick out of this, knowing that he made them go to AEW. Randy Orton's script rise is getting a kick out of that. But really, man, if y'all don't do something about Dijakovic, Mia Yim, and all them other guys, AEW will. Because we already lost two greats. And I gotta say, Revolution was a great night, which saw Sting win his first return match. Whereas in WWE, he lost his first WWE match against Triple H. And on top of that, he competed 3 times, and he won once. And that was in a tag team match with John Cena, where he made Seth tap out. The other 2 times he lost to Triple H at WrestleMania, and he lost to Seth Jesus wannabe Rollins. So AEW did Sting right, and I am a huge WWE fan. I've been a loyal fan since 7. I'm just saying, y'all might want to do something about these guys before another company does. Because we done lost Anderson and Gallows. But of course, we're not mad about that because The Undertaker took him out in the Boneyard match. Undertaker should feel proud. We lost the Revival. They're in AEW. So, all I'm saying is, you might want to think about helping these guys out a little bit because this losing streak is not going to do them well. And yes, we're rooting against villains, but at the same time, these BDSM look-like stars, it's not cutting it. It's not cutting it. And the funniest moment happened this week. I got to show y'all this. This was the funniest thing I've seen all week with Retribution. It's Matt Riddle versus Mustafa Ali. This is the funniest thing I've ever seen. I gotta say, how did you guys let him get away? How T-Bar almost had him. It's like when you drop your phone in the sewer and you had it, but you just dropped it. That's how it was. Y'all had him dead in y'all reach. You couldn't just let him get away. I mean, I'm glad Riddle won, but I'm just saying. Not only are you guys getting your butt kicked, but you're making yourselves look clumsy. It's not a good look on you guys. Just saying. It's not a good look. So I'm not going to rest until the Retribution storyline is gone. Well, I'm just going to protest it because that's up to WWE. Here's my sign. Kill the Retribution storyline. Kill the Retribution. Kill it! We don't want to see it. We're tired of it. And then there's this. Bring back the real Mia Yim. And if y'all don't do that, I guarantee AEW will book them right. And it's going to be the Monday Night Wars all over again. Except the Monday Night Wars will be on Wednesday. And I just got to say, T-Bar was better as Dominic Dijakovic. So much better off as Dijakovic. I don't know a lot about the other guys, but I know Mia Yim. Her husband is home because Mia had COVID and her husband was injured, but thankfully, apparently, Mia is recovered and all. So, congratulations with that. Congratulations on their proposal and engagements. But we really need to bring back y'all original selves. I see this right here. This is why Johnny and Tommaso stayed in NXT. Probably why they stayed, because they don't want to be treated this way. They want to be where they feel welcome. The energy's there. The crowd is with them, and they're just being booked to just do great things. And as soon as they come to WWE, they slow up the main stage. They kind of slow it down. Now, not all of them do that because Keith Lee came to the main roster and was amazing. He had to get rid of that theme, though, because while it was a nice theme, it didn't fit him. And it is important that we do what fits our athletes, our entertainers, should I say. So I just really think they need to get rid of this Retribution angle. I really, really do. So with that being said, NXT was also a great show, but the highlight of NXT that I want to talk about, I don't even need to talk about anything else except Kyle O'Reilly and what's his name, Adam Cole. That match needs to be at NXT TakeOver. I can see that now. That match is going to be awesome. They've competed before. I heard. And I'm going to check out some of those matches. I think they're going to be awesome to watch. It's going to give me a sneak peek of what to look forward to because I think that Regal is going to announce that at NXT TakeOver, the upcoming TakeOver, Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly. And I can't wait to see what kind of theme Kyle O'Reilly has. I know it's going to be awesome. Roderick Strong has a new theme, and it's pretty good. But I can't wait to see what Kyle O'Reilly has. Hopefully something heavy. Like if you agree, or comment if you agree. Hopefully something heavy. But the moment of the week for me was when Io Shirai was a straight savage. Getting in the face of Dakota Kai and just said, walk past her like nothing just to get and challenge Raquel. And it is not often that the champion challenges the contender. Man, that's when you know somebody wants to be the best. And quite frankly, that's a good champion, because when you know you've beaten them all, you got to search out the best fish and say, hey, I want you. Because keep in mind, Io wants to make herself grow well, as she should. And Raquel, this is going to be a great opportunity for her. And I think she will be a future champion at some point. Who knows? Anything can happen. But this is going to be the women's version of David versus Goliath. As many of you said in the comment section, Raquel is really tall. And Io, we didn't know Io was that smaller. But it doesn't matter. It's not the size of the dog, but the size of the fight in the dog. Well, that's all the time I have for right now. Join me again tomorrow, where I give my thoughts on Hulk Hogan and Titus O'Neil collaborating as WrestleMania co-hosts. So tune in tomorrow. Not at the same time, but definitely the same Dan E channel. God bless. Peace out.